guys, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Lauren Ashley, and in this video we're going to talk about spiritual signs and messages. I have done the spiritual signs and messages in the past, and it has so many parts. So if you haven't seen any of those videos, I suggest that you go through my Instagram page and check those out because those are very meaningful. So the reason why I wanted to do another video about spiritual signs and messages is because I've learned, I've grown, I've experienced a lot of things to share with you. And actually after this, I'm going to do a whole timeline of, it's like a relapse of the things that I've gone through in the beginning all the way up until now. We live in this matrix, and when I think of Matrix, I think of people who live their lives completely unconscious to everything that is around them. Like, you know, you got the clouds, you got the trees, you got the air that you're breathing, the air which is the oxygen that is around us, and this is something that keeps us alive right now. Like, without oxygen, we cannot survive. We have all of these resources all around us. We have food, we have water, we have the carbon dioxide, we have every little single source out here, but people aren't really paying that much attention to it. You know, people have busy lives, people kind of just go through the conflicts of their life, and a lot of that can be very distracting. And I feel like when people go through their lives like this, they begin to lose insight, or they begin to miss out on the bigger picture. It's like, who are we? Where are we from? Why are we here? Who are the people around us? These are like very important questions to ask, because then once you begin to ask those questions, then you begin to explore to find out. You begin to seek to find. And then once you find it, you begin to live in accordance with your soul, and then you begin to live higher states of consciousness, and then you begin to embody your full self, and just being aware of who you are and loving yourself unconditionally, and just realizing where you've stemmed from, which is the infinite source, which is God, Jesus Christ, universal intelligence, whatever you want to call them. We've stemmed from them, the mastermind of consciousness. However, even though we do live in this three-dimensional world, even though we do live in this matrix, and when I say they, I mean the spiritual realm, I mean the angels, I mean the spirit guides, I mean God, I mean Christ, I mean the galactic family, I mean the universe. Even though we live in this matrix, they still find ways to communicate with us. Right after I came back from church, it was very interesting by the sermon that I had, because it always aligns with my current situation. There's never a time where, when I go to church, there's never a time where it just doesn't align with my situation. It always aligns with my situation, as if it's been predetermined or prophesied that this is something that is going to happen. This is something that I experience every single Sunday. And it's funny because when I journal about the things that I'm going through, and I talk about the things that I'm going through, or the things that I'm struggling with, or all the questions that I'm asking, a lot of that gets prophesied at church. A lot of that gets answered at church. And so I just find that to be very amazing, that they would even use scriptures to answer my questions. So, spiritual signs and messages. We live in this matrix. So how can we pick out messages. Like, all I want to give you, and it's very simple, is to simply look around. That is like my motto for every little single thing, is to take a look around. Take a look around and question everything. You are living. You have a right to know. It is your birthright to question every single thing. Take a look around and question everything. When I say take a look around, I mean consciously pay attention to everything. Because then that's when you can crack this glitch and this systematic way of living. You know, when I think of Matrix, I think of people who are living according to societal beliefs, people who are living according to what plays on the news. You know, when the news is playing on TV, those producers have control over what needs to be shown to the entire planet. And I feel like everything with the news is so negative. So when you are watching all of this negative energy, that creates density. And when you begin to expose yourself to this denseness, then that is who you're going to become. You begin to embody it. It will come out of your speech. It projects onto other people. That is what happens when you surround yourself around negativity. And that's great. Be aware. Be aware of what's going on out here, but create some sort of balance, because negativity isn't the only thing that's going on out here. There's just so many beautiful, great things that are happening right now, and people fail to see it because of the things that they're watching on TV. There's a lot of garbage out here. Like, I had to clear out my Instagram. I had to mute a lot of people because they're not bringing me messages that are going to bring out the best version of myself. There are so many just things that are just not going to benefit you or fulfill you in the most profound way. And so in order for you to be aligned with the universe, is you have to increase your higher states of consciousness. That means you have to be positive. You cannot get higher if you're sinking into the lower states of vibration. You cannot climb up the ladder if all you're doing is sinking low. Denseness is low energy. Denseness is negativity. Higher states of consciousness is positivity. Higher states of consciousness is the light. The heaven is the light. Christ is light. He says is good things. And one of the things that Christ said was love one another. That was the greatest commandment, is to love one another. So if you align yourself with love, the universe is going to give you more of that. And you're going to keep giving that right back out. It's like a mirror effect. It's a reflection. So right after church, I'm just like, okay, you know what? Let me take a look around. Let me see what I can find through all this garbage. And that is what my spirit guide has taught me. I really appreciate her so much. She helps me out every single day. She stays on me every single day. You know, it's a long story with how we met, how we became connected, but just know that she lives in me right now. And it's just amazing the things that she's shown me. Like, even when I go through the dreams, or even when I fall through a vision, she communicates with me through everything, whether it's through cards, or she gives me like little books where she would flip to a page. And it doesn't matter of all the outside text. What matters is the actual keyword that she's trying to like portray to me. You have to look through all of the filtered garbage to find that one piece of information. So like she would flip to a page and it says in bold letters, law of attraction. Or she would have me go through like a vision and I would have all these little words. It doesn't matter what all of these words says. What matters is that one keyword, which is Christ. So if I am going through the spiritual realm and I am getting all of these keywords, then I can do that here in this physical realm. I got like a whole list of things that I just saw on the road. It says crown. A long time ago, I had a dream when I was in communication with Jesus Christ, and he was all badly beaten, and he was talking, his voice was scorched and everything. He was in a lot of pain, and I couldn't stand to see it. But then all of that disappeared, and he had the crown, and he was basically telling me that I was going to get the crown too. Then I get another message and it says learning by faith. Then it says free money. It says blind child. I got the blind child because there are times where I doubt myself. I sabotage myself a lot because I feel like I don't deserve it. And it's been that way for years, and I feel like I'm getting really sensitive about it because I've gone through my life just not believing who I could become. And I've allowed society to see me otherwise. I've even placed like a false image on me because of what the world thinks. And I had to really unlearn everything. I had to unlearn everything, and I'm still unlearning everything. There are times where I'm just a little confused. Sometimes I have a hard time trying to discern what is right and what's wrong, but they're still working with me. They haven't left my side at all. So they calling me a blind child. They've even called me unconscious. I've even gotten that word that went across the wall. It was like a holographic image of the word unconscious that appeared on the wall, because at some point in my life I was ignoring all of these spiritual signs and messages that they were trying to communicate with me. So like even then I questioned at church. I'm just like, man, maybe they're saying, because I discovered what my past life was, I'm just like, well, man, maybe they're just telling me that just so that I can get successful and do what I'm supposed to be. I was just really just being negative about it. So they called me blind child. And after all that I've seen angels with my own eyes. I've seen them in this physical, I've seen them so many times. And I've seen Christ. I've seen aliens. It's just like, come on. Like, I shouldn't even be sabotaging myself after all that I've seen. Like, I hold a strong place here. Like, I deserve to be here, and I deserve to help people. That is what I'm here to do, is to help people. So why am I sabotaging myself? I'm doing nothing but slowing down my transformational process. I got 3D trophy. 3D trophy. That means I'm being awarded from the universe in this three-dimensional realm. We are currently living in the third and fourth dimension. I got prime, which is primary, which is, the main thing, like I am being focused on. Primary. Keys. I saw keys 4 times, and I have been getting keys over the last couple of weeks now. I would say that I've been getting keys over the last couple of weeks where they would tell me to give people the keys. I have had so many multiple moments where they would tell me to give people the keys, and I'm just like, well, which key? There's so many keys. And they told me the key of sacred knowledge. So yes, so I'm here to give you guys the sacred key of knowledge. So if there's anything that I see that I've never seen before, I'm going to share. I'm going to tell you about it. And as far as proving it, I have so many archives of things that I can prove. There's just so many profound things that I've experienced. There's so many pictures that I've taken. There's so many messages that aligned with my current situation. I'm going to do like another video that talks about my timeline from the beginning all the way up until now. I've got an angel. They've told me so many times that I am an angel in the making. I've been communicating with angels. They've told me that I'm an angel. They told me what I was here to do. They've even had me speak the angelic language. They told me to learn the angelic language. I'm accepting that I am one. Illumini, which is like, you know, we all know what Illuminis are. People who graduate, you know, a student who graduates. Right now, I am still a student. I'm still learning. I don't consider myself an Illumini. Maybe they're telling me that I will get to that point. Universal. I've seen the word universal. I communicate with the universe. I have the universe in me. Like, there is a whole, like, being, a whole nother being that's dwelling in my body. Like, she can control my body. Like, there have been moments where I had something playing in the background. It was keeping her from communicating with me. So what she would do is she would like literally pop my body up. I don't control it. She would control my body, and she would like turn it off. Like, she would control my body. If there is something that I do that is uncomfortable, then she like jolts my muscles. Like, this is something that I'm not controlling. Or she would like sharpen my breathing. She would like do this sharp inhale, like a, now this is something that is completely out of my control. Like, she controls my body. Universal. The things that I have, like the knowledge that I'm giving to everyone, is universal. And there are a lot of plans. You know, there's plans for me to succeed. There's plans for me to get my business up off the ground. There's plans for me to travel all over the world. So it's scary for me, especially, you know, just coming from a small town, and to just kind of elevate and go forth and share this message with everyone. It's a lot to take in, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Award. I've seen Award. Calvary, which is in Jerusalem where Jesus walked. Bug off, which means that I'm experiencing a lot of dark negative things. A lot of dark entities are trying to hold me back and stop me from doing my soul's purpose. They're stopping me from living out my mission to help people. Butterfly. I've seen butterfly like over 20 times. Like, I had a butterfly fly past my car, and I'm just like, you know what, this is very entertaining. Let me see how many times I'm gonna see this butterfly. I saw it over 20 times, and I needed to see it because when I had allowed my spirit guide to integrate with my soul, I had gotten the vision of a butterfly. Like, that's a transformational process. It's like when you are integrating a galactic being with your being, you are transforming. That's transformation right there. So every time I see a butterfly, I always think about transformation, and that's not even the end of transformation. I am constantly transforming every single day. Like, this is an ongoing process. The transformation is endless. There's always going to be transformation. There's even transformation in the angels. They're always going to be aligning. Like, we're growing. Like, the earth, like, have you noticed that the earth has changed? Like, there's so many civilizations, like, even from, you know, you got the Stone Age all the way up until now, where we're in this generation of technology. We are constantly changing, and we're moving rapidly. Like, we are going through cycles of our life, and we are moving in accordance with the universe. We're moving in accordance with the earth. I am not who I was yesterday. I am not who I was 2 days ago, a month ago, 2 years ago. No, I'm not. You're not either. You are constantly changing every single day. Your cells. Your cells, I heard the cells change every 7 years. Even your cells are changing. Like, I think like my cells changed like around June or something like that. And there's a huge shift from back when I was 20 years old all the way up until now. I'm 28 now. So I can definitely see the difference in maturity. Like, we're constantly changing. So if you see a butterfly, really take heed to that butterfly, because when you look at a butterfly, the butterfly was a caterpillar. You know what I'm saying? And the caterpillar went into the catalyst for long periods of time, and eventually it comes out of that and becomes a butterfly. Transformation, you guys. And then last but not least, I got Vegas feel. Really, if I take out the pronunciation of Vegas and say Vegas, Vega, which is a type of alien in the galactic family who are very creative individuals, and they feel. So I have a Vega that is dwelling inside of me. And she's basically telling me that whatever I feel, she feels. And she's told me this so many times. She's warned me, given me so many warnings that it's like boomerang. It's like a boomerang effect. So if I'm negative, she's going to be negative too. If I am mean, if I am yelling and screaming, she's going to do that to me. Like, I've had moments where, like, she got angry at me, and man, it really sucked. And I felt bad because it's just like, that is the kind of energy that I'm projecting. Like, I would go to, sometimes when I teach, I let the kids like really test my patience, so I would yell at them. And so it's just like, if I'm yelling at those kids, then that's just gonna come right back to me. So she's just giving me all these warnings that whatever I feel, she feels. And she has told me countless of times I have to make sure that I'm being positive. And I have to watch out of the things that I think about, and always align myself with the light as much as possible. So yeah, you guys, even though we live in this matrix, even though we have, like, we wake up, we have this veil of forgetfulness, even though we don't see everything that, you know, perceives by the eye, even though we don't see everything, we can still get communication. We can still get signs and messages from the universe, because they're not far from us. It's a choice that you have to make. It's like, if you are looking to explore, if you are looking to unlearn everything, if you are looking to just see beyond the denseness or beyond what society has taught you, because honestly, the things that I've learned in school is a lie. I mean, I'll change it. It's not a lie. It's just washed over. I haven't gotten all the information that I needed to get. And what I needed to get was supposed to allow me to become the best version of myself. You know, we're ran by the government, okay? And the government do not want you to succeed. Like, if you have knowledge, knowledge is power. If the government runs us, then they're going to, you know, kind of wash over our education. So, knowledge is power. Go after knowledge. And you go after knowledge. Knowledge comes from just examining the things that happens in life. Knowledge comes from being the overseer and questioning everything. You know, when I was a kid, I would ask so many questions, and I would get in tons of trouble by asking questions. It's like, well, why are you so affected because I have questions? Huh? I question everything. I even ask questions to people who are trying to be, you know, liars. I question liars. You know, I just the other day, this guy came to me, or not, he didn't physically come to me. He called me and told me that I was a winner of PCH. I asked him tons of questions, and I'm just like, well, who are you? Where are you from? How do I know that I'm talking to PCH? And then he called me again, and he said, well, you're like you win in $16,000 a month. And I'm like, well, why didn't you say that in the first call? Then eventually, the truth came out. It was a scam. Whenever like you apply for PCH and you happen to be the winner, they don't ever call, they don't ever send letters. What they do is they just give you an unexpected knock at the door. They don't give you no type of notice whatsoever. And when you get that knock at the door, you get like a cameraman there, you get all these balloons and champagne, you get this big check that says you're a winner, and then if you win a car, then the car will be there. That's how they do things. But yeah, question everything. You have a right to question. You have a right to question your teachers. You have a right to question your friends and family, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever. Question everything. You question life, question the earth, question the universe, question the scientists. Ask questions. And sure enough, when you do ask the questions, you do get the answer. It may not be right away, but you'll get it later. Because I got my answers later. So yeah, guys, I hope that helped at all. If you guys have any questions, she said she had a question, but she didn't get to ask the question. So she's just going to have to send me a direct message. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.